Well, hello everybody. It's my update for you all my friends on Facebook and family and friends who I know personally who've been rallying round to help me, so thank you all for that. This is, where are we now? This is day 9 of the chemo, of 9 weeks of chemotherapy, but I've into day 9. The first 2 or 3 days I didn't know what to expect, nothing seemed to have happened. Then I hit what a friend of mine described as a bit of a brick wall after day 3, 4. That was pretty tough going, of trying to move around and keep going, but I knew that, well, in this situation you have to. It's got a bit easier now, but it's not fantastic, but it's a lot better. And my next chemotherapy is on February the 14th, Valentine's Day, and that's for another 3 weeks. But of course I'm taking it at home constantly, which is 6 tablets a day, plus we've got some steroids and anti-sick pills, etc. Now the chemotherapy suite was fantastic because there was so much camaraderie there between the people. There's five rooms full of people, and I was there 8 o'clock in the morning to get my chemotherapy until 4:30 that day. So I think you get about 3 bags of saline and the chemotherapy. But the relationship between the people there is fantastic. The jokes, the fun, they treat it really positive vibe going on in places like the chemotherapy suite. What I did learn was that I had Reiki day before, which was quite good, and the Reiki practitioner told me that everybody's chemotherapy story is different, and then I discovered that as I went on that you shouldn't really listen to other people's chemotherapy tales and stories, because we're all going to react differently. We're all so different, and if you listen too much to what other people are saying about it, God, you'll do your head in eventually, do your crust in, as the Small Faces once said. It's just, you take it yourself and see how it pans out. But it was an interesting experience. It's going to be an interesting experience. But as I said before, we've had so much support from people on Facebook and through my blues music fraternity podcasts, through the newspaper itself, which I do. The newspaper I'm still continuing to do, although I'm coming into a bit of a danger area at the moment where I can't really go out because of white blood cells being really low. But I've had lots of advice and help, and I got an email from one lady whose husband is going through exactly the same as me, esophagus cancer. He had the chemotherapy, and that was last year, and he seems to be running around again. So there's a positive outcome, but it just shows you that if you're in this situation, you have to be this positive. There's no use worrying about anything. You take it as it comes. You be strong about it. You be definite about it. The chemotherapy isn't as bad a journey, really, as you think. I mean, it's a hassle, but I'm getting out most days to have a walk and trying to be strong, and I'm eating up to 2,000 to 3,000 calories a day. So I've got that attitude behind me with the people supporting me. From the hospital to personal things that I've got that to keep me going. So if you're in the same boat, I mean, be positive about it. And there's also a fraternity I've discovered that I think it was the Reiki practitioner who said this to me, that you cease to become a person in some people's eyes and you become an ill person, and therefore you're not much use, or do they even talk to you, etc. But I didn't find that in the chemotherapy suite. That was, as I said before, that was a really positive vibe there. So we're on the way. Another 8 weeks of chemotherapy, operation soon, which we'll never know anything about, of course, and some more chemo, and hopefully we'll get there. But if you're sharing this and you're in the same predicament with your life, stay positive. We'll get there.